next step, once you have your reference pictures taken, is to posturize your photo. So looking at this image down here, this is what a posturized photo looks like, where it's taking all of the values in the image and kind of flattening it out into the different sections. So we have all of the shadows are black, and then it's making all the medium tones gray and the highlights white. So this is going to be a nice basis for your painting so that you can fill in highlights, shadows, and those medium tones easily. And then on top of that, we'll be going back into the portraits, adding details. But it's a great way to have just a nice base drawing with good proportions that you're able to trace and add value change within. So to do so, you're gonna, on the website here, click the link that is pasted. And that link is going to take you to a program that looks like this called Photopia. And Photopia is pretty much a free version of Photoshop. So it works on your Chromebook, which is great, and it doesn't have necessarily as much edits that you can do as Photoshop does, but it's a great program to use if you ever did want to experiment with editing pictures or playing around with Photoshop sort of techniques. But to get started, you're going to open your image. You should have two reference pictures, so you could either do it to both and see when you're finished which one looks better, or just pick one that you think will have the best highlights and shadows. But I do recommend posturizing both because you might not know which one is going to turn out the best until they're both posturized. And it's pretty easy to do. But I'm going to go to File and then Open and find where the portrait is saved on the computer. And from there, I'm going to posturize it. So to do so, I'm clicking Image, Adjustments, and then going down to Posturize. And I would keep it set to the lowest level so that you have your highlights, shadows, and medium tones. So I would set it to 2. But if you're someone who wants to do a lot of detail and you'd rather have more values to worry about, then feel free to do more. I just wouldn't go much above 4. So I guess it jumps and skips 4, but I wouldn't go any more than 5. So 5 definitely has a lot of shadows and a lot of different levels, so that's going to be a bit more work. However, it does become more detailed. But again, I would recommend keeping it set to 2, and I'm going to hit OK. And then the last step is making it black and white. So I'm going to go to Image, Adjustments, Black and White, and then I'm going to hit OK. And it adjusts it, so again, I just have those 3 tones and everything is black and white, so I don't have to worry about the color getting in the way. When you're done, you can save it. So I'm going to go to File, Export As, and then hit JPEG. And I would leave it set to the quality that it automatically comes up with, leave everything else as it is, and hit Save. And then once your image is saved, you're going to print it. So print it to just a regular 8.5 by 11 size. And we're going to be using this to trace eventually. So on the next step, you'll see how to do that after we practice facial features and color schemes and you're getting started on your final portrait. So you will be using this for your final portrait, but you need it printed so that you're able to trace it. If you don't have access to a printer and can't print it, let me know, send me an email, and we'll figure something else out for you to do. But hopefully you do have access to a printer. But again, if not, there's a couple other ways we can go about doing this, so definitely let me know. Someone who is able to come into school to pick up a printed picture, if you don't have a printer at home, you can email me the picture and I can print it out for you as well as another option.